It's a normal late summer evening, like any other, and soon, this quiet town in Illinois will turn into a nightmare zone. Ordinary people wake up from their sleep, choking on a strange, sweet, poisonous gas that leaves them frozen in their beds, helpless and unable to move their muscles as an unknown suspect vanishes into the darkness. This wasn't the plot of some indie horror movie. It took place in the small city of Mattoon in 1944, and it gripped the entire community in terror for weeks. Mattoon sits in central Illinois, a small place with just about 17,000 residents back then. It's World War II, and folks have to deal with rations, blackouts, and constant worries about sons, husbands, and fathers overseas. The factories all around are churning out war materials, including shell casings, at the local Atlas Imperial diesel engine company. People have developed a habit of keeping windows open at night because air conditioning is a rare luxury, and summers usually get quite stuffy. Against this dismal backdrop, something bizarre begins unfolding that shakes the town to its core. The trouble started on August 31st, 1944. A local man called Urban Rafe is jolted awake in his bedroom to a weird smell. It hits him hard, so much so that he starts vomiting uncontrollably right away. His wife tries to get up to check the gas stove, thinking maybe a leak was responsible for this sickness. But in a moment of horror, she realizes that her legs won't move. She feels paralyzed from the waist down, stuck in bed while the smell seeps into the room. Nearby, at a neighbor's house, a young mother is going through something similar. She hears her baby coughing and tries to rush over, but her body refuses to cooperate. She lies there, trapped by this invisible force, until the effects slowly start wearing off after about an hour. No one reported anything to the police at first, as it seemed like a one-off oddity. Maybe it's bad food, or even a bad dream. But the very next evening, on September 1st, things escalate in a way that put the whole town on alert. Aline Kearney, a woman living in a one-story house with her 3-year-old daughter Dorothy, settles in for the night around 11 p.m. Her husband, Bert, is a taxi driver and works late shifts, so she's alone with the child. At first, a faint scent drifts in, which she mistakes for flowers from the yard. The smell grows stronger, turning sickly sweet, and soon, Aline's legs go entirely numb. Tightness grips her throat, her mouth dries out, and she can't stand. Panic sets in quickly, and she's forced to scream for help. Her sister Martha, who luckily lives nearby, hears the cries and comes over. Martha calls the neighbors, and that's when the police officially becomes involved. By 12:30 in the morning, Bert Kearney, Aline's husband, returns home from his taxi shift. In a split second, he spots a tall figure in dark clothes lurking near his bedroom window. Bert jumps out of the car and chases the man, who slips away into the shadows. Police searched the yard and house, but found no clues. No footprints, no tools, nothing. Aline's paralysis faded within 30 minutes, but little Dorothy stayed sick until morning. This time, the incident made it to the papers. The Mattoon Daily Journal ran a front-page story the following day on September 2nd with the bold headline, "Anesthetic Prowler on Loose." It detailed the Kearneys' account in full, and before long, this became the talk of everyone. Word spreads fast in a small town like Mattoon. Neighbors share stories over fences, at work and in stores. And sure enough, more reports started trickling in. There was George Ryder's wife, who heard a quote, plop sound, followed by a smell that made her hands and legs tingle. She felt dizzy, like she was floating, and couldn't move her limbs properly. As the days passed, similar incidents piled up. On September 5th, Beulah Cords picked up a small, damp cloth from her front porch. Curious, she sniffed it, and as if on cue, an electric shock-like paralysis hit her. She got sick for 2 hours, vomiting and struggling to stay standing. She handed the cloth to police, who sent it for chemical analysis. Surprisingly, tests came back with no traces whatsoever of anything unusual. But still, the stories that kept coming fueled more and more fear. People locked their doors tighter, but with the windows open for air, they felt exposed. But then, Edna James, a local fortune teller, had one of the most bizarre accounts of the suspected perpetrator. She recounts how she smelled that same sweet odor, went to investigate, and was confronted by an ape-like man with long arms holding a spray gun, which he used to blast her with 3 clouds of gas, numbing her arms and legs. She described him as reaching out awkwardly with strange body movements, unlike those of any normal person. Whether fear twisted her testimony or not, it added to the legend of this mad gasser, as the paper started calling him. By now, the whole town was traumatized. Armed groups of vigilantes took to the streets at night, patrolling neighborhoods with shotguns and flashlights in case the mysterious gasser decided to show up again. Police logged nearly 30 reports over those 2 weeks. All of them follow a similar sequence of events. A sweet smell seeps in, followed by paralysis lasting about an hour, then nausea, and sometimes vomiting. No serious injuries or hospital stays were reported, yet the fear was real and gripping. The local newspaper didn't hesitate to keep the story front and center, reporting each new attack without much scrutiny. The mass panic and bad press prompted authorities to step up their game. Mattoon Police Chief Mr. Eugene C. Cole led the effort. Dozens of leads and suspects were investigated, like that one high school chemistry teacher who knew a lot about gases, and another known prankster with a violent streak. They checked mental hospitals for patients obsessed with poison gas. The army sent chemical weapons experts thinking that maybe chloropicrin, a sweet-smelling gas used for killing rodents, was the one unleashed on the residents of Mattoon. It somehow fit the description, but extensive tests at the attack scenes found no traces. Even the FBI got involved, but the perpetrator somehow still remained elusive. One theory pointed to the Atlas factory nearby. Chief Cole suggested that fumes from their shell casings production might be drifting over the night winds through open windows. Company officials denied it though, stating that their own workers never got sick and that no one noticed any odd smell. But as investigations dragged on without a catch, some details in the witness accounts stopped making sense. 2 women, who claimed to have been attacked, later got checked at a hospital, as one of them made the ludicrous claim that she got gassed at the movies. Mattoon Commissioner of Public Health, Mr. Thomas Wright, called it out. "Someone is going to get killed, and it won't be from gas. The people here have lost control of themselves in a manner which is almost unbelievable in a modern world." It sounded like he was suggesting that the entire thing was nothing but a case of mass hysteria. This suggestion started increasingly making more sense. For instance, one victim's symptoms were traced back to a spilled bottle of nail polish, which has a sweet smell and can cause dizziness if inhaled too much. Slowly, the pieces started to fit together. An unfortunate combination of wartime stress, men away fighting, leaving behind their anxious wives and children, and lingering bad memories of enemy gas attacks from World War I have likely all come together to cause these physiological symptoms. The papers had already been running stories about Germany possibly using poison gas just days before. Advertisements on TV screens nationwide constantly showed the Grim Reaper warning of mass death. People were primed for fear. Psychology student Donald Johnson from the University of Illinois visited Mattoon weeks later. In his 1945 study for the Journal of Abnormal and Social Psychology, he counted those 30 police reports and eventually blamed the media's initial uncritical coverage. The front-page story on Aline Kearney made the incident seem real, and fear spread like wildfire through neighborhoods and social circles, when in reality, there was never any gasser. Sociologists later used Mattoon as a textbook example of mass hysteria, An inciting event, maybe a real smell from somewhere, snowballing into real panic as people interpret normal headache and fatigue as actual attacks, all amplified by a sensational media. By September 12th, police had 4 suspects in mind, including 2 amateur chemists, but no official arrests took place. Almost overnight, complaints about the mysterious gas dropped sharply. The last story by the local newspaper on September 14th said, "All quiet on Mattoon's gas front." And just like that, the attack stopped. No more reports and no gasser caught. Looking back, some folks still wonder if there was a real person behind what happened. In 2003, author Scott Maruna wrote a book claiming that Farley Llewellyn, a local outcast with a chemistry degree and a home lab, did it to exact revenge on the community for being ostracized. Llewellyn was described as tall, thin, and generally matched the circulated descriptions. There were even rumors that his family had committed him to a mental asylum around the same time the attack stopped. But authorities doubted that anyone could make a gas at home that induced such sickness, all while leaving behind no traces. Most experts lean toward the mass hysteria hypothesis. So what does the Mattoon case tell us? Fear can spread faster than any gas. In a stressed community, one story can spread like fire in straw, and as the sensational, uncritical media fan the flames, suddenly everyone is seeing shadows and smelling smells. It shows how our minds can easily turn worry into reality, especially in tough times like war. Mattoon's legacy reminds us to investigate, be skeptical, and think critically, and not let panic rule. The town moved on, but the story lives on in books, podcasts, and old newspaper clippings. It's a testament into how suggestible human perception can be, and how one night's odd smell can unravel an entire community.